Friendly faces everywhere, humble folks without temptation. If a pocket day or night, people smiling, body fatty. Motherfucking, fuck my ass and suck my titties. Oh! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's South Park. And not only just South Park, but South Park Rally. Gotta have a nice shoe-in for a racer game, right? Thanks to Acclaim. You got the classic Comedy Central signal. Wow, I haven't seen that in a long time. Damn, this game is old, I just realized. So, coming into this, I had some rose-colored glasses, I gotta be completely honest with you. And I actually was very excited to play this game. I was looking for it everywhere in retro game stores, along with the N64 version, which was the version that I played. I picked up the PlayStation 1 version here, and I remember when I played this game, the sounds and the voices and all the characters were just very memorable, and it was very nice to, have something that felt like the show. It kind of looks like it too. The only problem is this game fucking sucks, asshole. And I'm gonna go right into it. First of all, these events are so poorly put together. Acclaim did an absolute terrible job with this game. Now, if you'll remember, Acclaim also did the first original South Park game, which was a first-person shooter, and they attempted to do that, and it was just so bad. Trey Parker and Matt Stone just refused to acknowledge its existence. That's how bad it was. This game came shortly after that, along with Chef's Love Shack, and didn't really bring too much to the table. It's really funny to me because the concepts that they were bringing to make this game different were definitely a risk. I mean, they didn't follow the typical racing standard Grand Prix. They really organized it in a strange way, so how can I explain it? Basically what they did was they made several maps, which each have their own music, which is very nice, and they all are very unique and not very linear like I mentioned, but each one of the events has some kind of a way that pits the drivers against each other that isn't just a typical race, and some of them are decent. But with the mechanics in this game, it just makes them all so bad and frustrating that it's just really not worth playing. The worst part about it is the system that requires you to beat every single event in the Grand Prix in order to play them at all. This sucks. So if you wanted to just play with your friends, you can only play like the first map. And that is just not helpful when you have nothing available. You have to unlock everything. Now, the first map is the town, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it looks pretty much like the town. It's one of the first 3D models of South Park that you could, see the whole town, which was really cool. I mean, the character list is not bad. I mean, you got Officer Barbarani, Jimbo, Big Gay Al, Mr. Mackey, Shelly. You even have Jesus and Satan thrown in there. Not bad. And of course Chef. You gotta love Chef. But this is the early 2000s South Park, the most controversial show on TV, and you would have expected some of the character dialogue to be funnier, should I say? dare I say, funnier, but it's so repetitive because you have the characters saying the same things over and over again. Chef and the gang and everybody's here and they're saying things, but honestly what happens is whenever you're near another character, they run into you and they throw stuff at you with these dumb items, which I don't even know if half of them even references to the show or not. Obviously those cheesy poofs are, but I don't know where that rat comes from. Hell, where is there a rat in South Park? I don't remember. These are the early seasons of South Park, like seasons 1 through 3. It's cool to hear everybody's voice and everything, but like I said, like when you pick up items and you run into people, it just gives you the same repetition. Another huge problem is this credit system. Holy shit. So you have to collect every single one of those credits. You saw that was a kind of a secretive like spot to hide that. It's a 1-up basically, right? Well, you better get them all because you're never going to survive this game getting through every single event because the game is so poorly produced. You literally need to get every single one of those credits to survive. I think there's about 10. You need all of them because there's certain events in this game that you just can't win because they're based purely on luck or they're just impossibly hard. Now, there's no like difficulty ramping here. It's just some of them are regular races and other events are just collectathons which they drop in like either Halloween candy or egg hunt because each one of these events is based on the holidays. So you can go Easter, Halloween, Christmas, whatever. And like I said, it was cool that each one of the maps was slightly different, but it really didn't bring much besides frustration and pure anger behind my heart. This is easily the worst of them all, the Easter egg hunt. Dear sweet baby Jesus, this is impossible. Alright, so check out the map. There's little areas where eggs drop out completely randomly, and you have to collect 20 of them before the AI gets them. And now, somehow in this game, they program one of these motherfuckers, whether it's Kyle's mom, who's a bitch, or Damien, or Kyle, to be the king of the eggs. And they basically know where they all are and automatically go to them immediately. It's the worst. I honestly don't know how I put up with this game as a child. It must have been one of the few games that I actually had. I mean, look at that. Look, you can't even reach the egg. It's on a train track that you can't even reach. There's freaking bears on the side of the road. The cliffs are steep as hell. Mr. Mackey is just high as shit. It's so frustrating. But this is exactly the level where you need all those credits. Like, I'm not even kidding you. You literally need every single one of them just for this one event because you will lose. It doesn't matter how good you are or how perfect it is. The other people will be able to just get so many more than you and just cut your ass off. No amount of Terrence and Phillip and dolls will help you. And you can't even forget about the pink eye. This is the worst part of this. It reverses the controls on you, and the AI knows how to control it with the pink eye. It's insane. It's like they know how to do it. Like they're not affected by it at all. Meanwhile, you are going in reverse, sliding left and right. I mean, look at this. You're just going all over the place. And then Kyle's mom just takes over. Ugh. God, I mean, it's just a fucking mess, this game. I feel like they tested it with only like a couple people who were high and like just were like, okay, does it drive? Is it a racing game? Can it drive? Yes. Okay, we're in. It's just so bad, and it just like puts me out of breath like just watching this again because I tried this so many times. Like, this is one of my better like tries on this, and you can see how people just steal everything from you. It just makes you feel like such a loser. Like as a kid, I had nothing else to do, so I just did this all day, and I eventually got good at it and was able to win the Grand Prix. And apparently some of those skills transferred on to adulthood because I somehow remember these really stupid and bad maps to the point where it didn't really take me that long to get back on my horse here. I don't know if you've ever experienced that with gaming, but you know, you can play something from years ago and it only takes a couple more tries, but if it's ingrained heavily into your brain, you'll just get back on and do it. With this game though, what was heavily ingrained in my brain was the pure frustration of falling and not being able to get these damn eggs. I hated it. Usually I go back to games and I'm like really stoked, and I really was. But for this one, I very quickly realized what a mistake I had made in playing this game and purchasing it in 2023. I cannot tell you enough to stay away because this game is pure pain.
Children's defeat is part of the lesson of life.
Hey, look, they changed it from collecting chickens to collecting turkeys. How fucking original. I can't. God damn these turkeys. Also, there are this reskinned turkeys from the South Park game, the original South Park game by Acclaim. So, caught you on that, motherfuckers. Yeah, this is cow turds, this game. It's so bad that I want to play it. It's not so bad that it's good. It's just so bad that I feel like it's so terrible. I should be able to beat it, but I can't. So like what the hell is that? It's a game that I should be able to beat, and so I'm gonna try really hard to beat it, even though the mechanics in the game make it almost impossible to do so. Meanwhile, I'm just listening to the same repeated sayings over and over again as I run into walls. Now, you think Mr. Mackey is a funny guy, but not when he says, "Now this will help," every single time. Oh my god, he is high. I think that at the time I was just really stoked to have another racing game, because for N64 I had Mario Kart, Diddy Kong, and like Wave Race 64. So not really many options there, and this one is definitely more first player oriented, which I can appreciate, I guess, going through a Grand Prix like that. But when you compare it to Diddy Kong Racing and to Mario Kart, it looks like Acclaim made a prototype for a single player racing game where your head is 3 times the size of the vehicle that you're in, and did not polish it in any fucking way, and just straight up slap the South Park name on top of it. I swear to God, this game was already made preemptively, and then they approached Trey Parker or Matt Stone and were like, "Hey, we have a sequel to South Park, the game," and they were like, "Yeah, what's it about?" And they were like, "It's a racer, but with all the South Park characters." Yeah. Oh my god, I can't believe they okayed it, but I'm not surprised. I mean, the South Park guys, you know, back then they had no funding at all, right? And the video game market was just starting to pop off in the early 2000s, late 90s with the PlayStation 1 here, that they got so much revenue for it. If you haven't seen the documentary of Tony Hawk on HBO, I would highly recommend watching that. It shows kind of where he was at in those days, and how much revenue that they got from Tony Hawk when it came out. I mean, my god, they got so much money and royalties from, you know, just being in the game, all those skaters, which is fantastic for them. They could really like expand their brand and, you know, be their own people. With this though, it's like, at the time their animation was just really crappy. I mean, they were just piecing things together, physical pieces of paper, just to make this show work. And it was getting a lot of backlash at the time as well. So for them to even get some money from this, sure, they got some money from my parents back in the day. Why not? But for me, it was originally a Blockbuster rental, N64. I don't know if you remember, but N64, they just literally had the cartridges sitting out there on Blockbuster shelves. Like, they didn't even have, like, casing for them at times. And I just figured, I'm going to get South Park Rally again. Why not? Because it was so damn hard, I didn't actually finish it any week that I rented it. So I needed to keep coming back. And I mean, it is a racer, so there's some decent playability here. It's just the mechanics of driving around and how hard it is to pull off these events are really tough. And I can't stress this enough, but picking up chickens on the side of the road is not my idea of a good time gaming. So my final verdict of this game, South Park Rally, is an absolute F. F for farts, F for failure, F for fucking frustrating. This game, I really wanted to play again, and sometimes you get that feeling, and you really want to play something that you played when you were a kid. This one did not deliver. It is absolutely 150% burnt. I don't know what they were doing when they were cooking this game up. They left the stove on high. They didn't use freaking oil at all. They just completely were high while they were making this meal. And it was just completely burnt. It's inedible, really. That's the bottom line. So, take it from me, from Mr. Crispy. This is majorly burnt. And I would not touch it with a 50-foot pole. But save yourself some time and go ahead and watch some South Park. Maybe not the first couple seasons, though, because that was pretty cringy. Hey, I know what you're saying, but the platforming could have been so much better. Oh, hey, how you doing? Didn't see you guys there. Mr. Crispy here. Just want to take a quick second to go over the ranking system in our videos. Now, we got Crisp, of course, which is perfect texture. That's what we're looking for. Right? Now we got Fried, which is very good, delicious, and it makes you want to come back for more. Not absolutely perfect, though. We have Broiled, which is kind of weird, right? A little bit of weird taste to it. It's good, though. Very good. And then we have Charred, which is dark and rough around the edges. And there's something, it could have been better. There, a little more effort could have been put into it. And then we have Burnt, of course, which is just pure unedible. Now, we wanted to give a quick guideline to this because we know that our gaming appetites are all over the place these days, especially with retro games. We love to break it down for you, and it's a lot of fun for us to do so. We'd love to show you a little bit more videos, so stay tuned to our channel. Please like and subscribe. We'll hit you guys with some more videos, retro reviews, movies, shenanigans with Buzz and I. We're really excited to share some more content with you guys. As always, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you next time. And don't forget, in the meantime, keep it crispy. Right? not